Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another TA video. We're just going to jump straight into this. A little update for you guys after the Easter weekend. I hope everyone had a great Easter. If you enjoy this video, guys, as always, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Hit that like button and drop a comment in there to help the YouTube algorithm. All for free, of course. So let's just jump into Bitcoin on the daily. So we had a bit of a scare yesterday. I saw a lot of people in the market were getting a bit edgy. It was tax day yesterday, and whether or not you believe there's some kind of narrative that goes along with taxes is up to you, but it's definitely something just to take into consideration maybe. But let's have a look what's going on with Bitcoin. I still think Bitcoin's in this parallel channel here. We are respecting the bottom pretty well. Obviously, I have ignored this wick here and this wick here. You could bring that down and include those. If I could actually draw a parallel channel as well, you could bring it down to, you could say that's the bottom, or you could say that's the bottom with that tiny wick out below, and then we wick down and touch the bottom for support. Or you could just obviously bring it up to where the main price action has been happening and see, yes, we wicked down. We came back into it yesterday. Are we going to continue on this rally? So a few things to take into consideration right now on the daily time frame are that the RSI right here has actually just crossed the simple moving average, and that normally indicates a bullish run, or it did in the past. When the last time when it crossed was right here, after that daily cross there, we actually had a rally of, if we even go from the top of that daily close, we had a nice 21% rally to the peak. If we had a 21% rally from the peak of the daily close yesterday, where would that take us to? Let's have a look. 21% would take us up to $49,500, which would obviously be nice. And it did that in how long? I didn't even check the time frame, but let's say it took, let's just have a look. It took 15 days, so a 2-week period. It almost went straight up, to be honest. Maybe with 4 or 5 red days in there. 15 days and it was up there. So in 15 days, if we follow the same price action, we could be at $49,500 if we follow the exact same time frame and price action for Bitcoin. But we're just chopping sideways essentially, guys. We have been doing this for a while. We're looking for the alts to move. We all know that. It's all over the market at the minute. We're looking for the alts to move. There's a few things that I do want to look at as well. I'm going to quickly check the DXY first, something that I want to show you there. So the DXY is continuing to gain strength. It has actually moved above that 786. We are in overbought territory. Look on the daily. If you look down here at the RSI, I'm going to minimize this a little bit more. It's broken above the 786, which I did say has provided resistance before. Here. It did actually reject that on one of the days. It wicked down, but then we've just continued on this uptrend. Slow grind to the upside. We haven't seen too many grinds like this in the DXY where it's gained this sort of percentage in this short amount of time for a little while. Maybe not even since the COVID crash back in March of 2020, when we just had a massive parabolic rise. When we got this rise, we actually hit a level of resistance, which was, well, it wasn't a level of resistance at the time, but is now creating a descending trend line here, which is where I'm targeting maybe the next level of resistance for DXY. Although clearing this range might be another key area of resistance here, because when we lost that level on the DXY on the previous rally, we then struggled on this area here. And let's throw a fib retracement on. By the way, I haven't actually put any fib retracements on this before, and that's not a fib retracement, so that's always nice. I haven't put a fib retracement on this before, so I am doing this ad lib or off the back. Let's see where that rally's up to. Nowhere specifically, maybe the 0.5 from the previous high down. I was just looking to see if that had any key areas of resistance there for the DXY. So the area that I'm looking at is literally the price action right now. I'm going to get rid of this. As you can see right here, it really struggled to break above there, and it really struggled to break above there. So we'll get a little horizontal ray drawn in there to see if there's anything that's going to happen now and what price level we are at. So this horizontal ray is exactly where the price is right now. It has rejected it so far, but again, a key area of resistance could be up here at the 102 if we do rally through this this is just a small resistance, like a weak resistance as it's called, in my opinion. But look how green this has been. So we've had that rally up. Let's have a look if I can do some good drawings. Are you ready for this? We've had that rally up here into the bull flag, which I actually thought may act as resistance, being a key Fibonacci retracement level. And then the breakout target of that range would be this target here. Boom, 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 boom. So we have had that breakout confirmed, and the take profit would be confirmed on that range, or the actual breakout target confirmed, because I personally don't know how to trade the DXY. I can obviously trade the USD, but the DXY I don't know if you can trade it, because it's just tracking the strength of the dollar. But the breakout target anyway is met right here. So whether we continue on the upside or not, I'm not sure. But this many consecutive green candles, at some point we're going to have some red candles. I can tell you that, just because that's how charts work. They never rally upwards or downwards in a straight line. As you can see here, we had a massive capitulation in the dollar, but then we did have some retracement before further capitulation. So that's just something to keep your eye on, guys. Normally when the DXY, the reason that DXY is so important as well, is when the DXY loses strength is normally when you see crypto start to take off. So let's just have a quick zoom in on Bitcoin on the 4 hourly and the hourly and see if there's anything that we can really notice here. I'm not really thinking there's going to be too much, because we are just chopping sideways and in this grueling parallel channel that is just meant to shake the life out of everybody. Also, the market's very uncertain, both with equities. Obviously, no one knows what the Fed don't know what to do, and they're in a tight position. I read a stat today saying that household balance sheets in the US have gone from $14 trillion in equities up to $43 trillion since the pandemic, which obviously means that a lot more houses in America or like retail investors are holding stocks and shares. Puts a lot of pressure on the Fed not to crash the stock market, because people don't have much at the minute. Crash that and you could really see some problems. So everything's choppy, guys. That's why I keep bringing you regular updates. If anything changes, I will bring that to your attention. We have seen that Australia will tomorrow or next week, sorry, have a Bitcoin ETF coming out to the market. Could that be the catalyst that we need to really push Bitcoin on a bit higher? There is something on Twitter that I would like to show you. It's not technically TA, but which Bitcoin. See if I can find him. Yeah, this is exactly the guy I want. And this specifically here is the chart that I wanted to look at. When exchange supply goes down, Bitcoin price goes up. Consistent since March 2020. Supply is going down again. So next week, Australian ETF will buy at least $1 billion of Bitcoin. That could be, as I said, the catalyst to push this market a little bit higher. This orange line here is the balance of Bitcoin on exchanges. And as you can see, it's been flowing out constantly. And as that seems to come down, price seems to go up. As the price came down into it, we had a little spike. Look, we started to dump some Bitcoin here back onto exchanges. People were taking profits, and the price and the amount on exchanges rallied into that sell side pressure, and then we started to accumulate again, and the supply on exchanges started to diminish. We are in the same sort of area back in 2018. But obviously the participation in the market is a lot higher. So again, if we get some retail sentiment and market sentiment to really drive retail back into the market, we could have a big explosion in Bitcoin price, in my opinion, just because of the supply. Supply is low and demand is high. That increases the price of any asset. Simple supply and demand curve there. Other things to keep your eye on, guys, are the Chinese stock markets. They have been constantly on a downward spiral, and you know that all the markets around the world are connected, so just be careful when taking any big positions at the minute, because we are unsure as to what is going on specifically. We'll have a quick look at XRP, and then we'll have a quick look at ETH first. If you've been watching Blockchain Backer recently, he also now has put into his thesis that he thinks that ETH might have already topped. I think it's, again, a hard argument to have right now. I think anything's hard in the crypto space to have any kind of conviction one way or another. You could see why you could say that Bitcoin's topped. Conviction on ETH is hard. We have some setbacks for Ethereum. We know that the ETH 2.0 ETH 2.0 transition has been delayed now until the fall, it's called in Australia, or in America, or autumn over here in the UK. And finally, we are looking here. So there's not too much going on with Ethereum right now. We rallied up to $3,500. We broke all these previous highs that we were stuck underneath, and then we've just come back down, and we're finding support in and around the lowest point we touched yesterday was down to $2,888, and now we are hovering at around the $3,000 mark. Maybe looking to take another leg up. Who knows for this? It depends on Bitcoin, obviously. But if we can keep Bitcoin chopping sideways, I do think alts can push on. That's what I'm looking for anyway. So let's just get into XRP quickly before we end this video. So XRP is really, really coming towards the end of this wedge. Look, this wedge has been going on since, well, if you take the bottom from all the way, the lowest point in December 2020. And the highest point in April 2021. That's how much consolidation time we've had in this wedge specifically. Let's get it on the daily and see if we can see. Obviously, this purple box is this accumulation zone that I've talked to you guys a lot about. When we seem to break out above or below this, we do seem to have a bit of a push. This seems to be an area of interest. But guys, we've got at most another 46 days before this has to make a decision on a push up or a push down. Does that coincide well with the case, the lawsuit? 46 days would take us out to... Where would 46 days take us out to? 7... Let's have a look. 14, 21, 28, 35... 42 would take us out to the 24th of May. So we're looking just towards the end of May. Could that coincide with something in the lawsuit? We know that Flat Networks is coming out on the 4th of July now. There's a lot of catalysts again coming towards XRP and the market specifically. This week, in my opinion, is going to be very interesting, not just for the crypto market, but also because Elon Musk is going to come out and probably say some more about this whole Twitter malarkey. But anyway, guys, so Doge is something that I've got my eye on as well. I did take a position in Doge here, so I am down on my position at the minute. I took a position at 14.39. It's come down, it wicked way below support. It's now found some support on top of the 50-day moving average on the daily, and I was looking to take some profits here. It is a leverage trade, it's still open. I was looking to take some profits on the 200-day if we do push up towards that 200-day moving average. But again, it's a risky position because Bitcoin is chopping sideways and no one really knows where it's going. We could have a bullish cross here on the daily for the RSI on Doge. If we do get that, then we might have a nice rally. But again, it's all if, buts and maybes right now, guys. It's chop, chop, chop. And I know it's not exactly what you want to see, but keep your eyes on the news. Keep your eyes on the Fed. Keep your eyes on the geopolitics, so the war. And keep your eyes on Bitcoin. Any bullish catalyst that may come out could ignite this market for a move, in my opinion. We are waiting for something like that. Could there be an XRP Ripple settlement soon? I personally hope so. Whether hope turns into anything or not, we will see in the coming days and weeks. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm sorry that I can't be too clear with any kind of TA. There's not too much to give you. One other thing actually that I did watch, have been looking at recently, is ZIL. ZIL obviously had this pop up with some huge rejection candles here when Bitcoin started to cool off a bit a few weeks ago. It's now hovering, it's chilling, it's found some support on top of previous resistance. Could it be getting ready for another leg up? It's something that I definitely will keep my eye on if you're looking to take any sort of leverage trade, maybe up towards this 25 cent or up towards 22 cent. That's another 100% profit from this area. So maybe a trade to be made there, potentially. Not financial advice, but we'll keep an eye on that one as well. RSI is looking all right too. If we get a bit of volume and a push up above this area, 12.5 cent, might be time to take a position. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you don't already, and let me know in the comments if you want me to cover any coin specifically for next week's video, or if I do another one towards the end of this week or later on in the week, depending on what happens with price action. Peace up. A-Town down, as Usher would say. Thank you for tuning in.